Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good evening. So right now we're going to start with our pit run this week. So yeah, let's get it started. First of all, let's take a look at the boss we have here. This is Asterius Snowstorm, and we'll take a look at his skills. So whenever ally spikes triggers, it will heal allies for some health. Every third turn will give a health boost to allies with spikes, and then on the seventh turn will deal damage to enemies for every ally with spikes. Okay, a couple things. Looks like some of their heroes or their warlord will have spikes, and when that spikes triggers, they'll heal them. So we want to make sure that we don't trigger off these spikes if possible. If we have heroes with immunity, that would be good. Otherwise, if we do trigger the spikes, we're going to see the health boost happen. So we'll need to have heroes with high attack or some other form of damage in order to get through the health boost. On the third turn, we'll see a health boost given to allies with spikes. So if we can find a way to clear out all the allies with spikes or the warlord before the third turn, we won't see the health boost. And so, yeah, we'll just need to focus a lot on the heroes that are available. Finally, on the seventh turn, we'll take damage to our heroes, enemies are us, for every ally with spikes. So same thing, as long as we clear out the heroes or the warlord with spikes, then we will take less, if not any damage. So yeah, let's hop right in. And we're currently using our Morgoth with our Gleedy skin. We're going to go all out this time around, so we will actually not use our commons if needed. So we summon this hero over here on D3, this Tyrell Calhorn, in order to just deal some damage over to the warlord. And we're going to ignore most of these heroes, especially since we do have our damage skill for the Morgoth next turn. Summon this hero over here. And right now we're just attacking on the open lanes, so that way we can still deal damage even if we're blocked. Alright, at this point we're not worried about that damage. We'll keep on going with another legendary. And we do have plenty of legendaries available, so even if we do end up using the stronger heroes, we'll still be available to use, well, we'll still have plenty more left. So at this point, let's see, how much damage are we doing? So 225, 160, so let's just do 380, 470, yeah, so that should be lethal already. And we also have our passive damage as well. Over to the warlord, doesn't show here, but it shows right here. So we'll just skip the turn and not have to use another hero. And there we go. So that was Asterius Snowstorm. Okay, we're on our next boss here, Totem of Fate. Let's take a look at its skills. So whenever ally spikes triggers, we'll deal damage to enemies. Every second turn, the warlord will get spikes for a turn. And then on sixth turn, we'll deal damage to enemies for each hero. Okay, a couple things. Looks like, once again, heroes or the warlord will get spikes. And so if that spikes does trigger, it will deal damage to our heroes. So we'll take a little bit of damage over to our heroes. If we have, again, heroes with immunity, we'll avoid the spikes damage. And if we do take damage, well, we want to be able to heal, or we have mental shield to block the damage, or we have heroes with high health. On over here, the second turn, we'll see the warlord get spikes for a turn, so that means that we will take some damage automatically from attacking the warlord. So we can either try to avoid dealing damage to the warlord to avoid the spikes, or we'll attack the warlord but then just take the spikes damage. Finally, on the sixth turn, we'll take damage to our heroes for each hero. So before the sixth turn, we want to clear as many heroes as possible, and that means on both sides of the field, so that way we take as little damage as possible. Again, if we have heroes with immunity, high health, mental shield, anything of that sort, that will allow us to at least weather some of the damage here. All right, so yeah, let's hop right in. Okay, so we'll start with this hero over here on C3. This Circuit Senscorp has some random damage that can help us destroy this building. All right, we have the Stream Whelping over here with some flight, and that'll actually block our Circuit. We're going to go with this legendary over here on B3, just to attack on the open lane. And this, not the Electro Tower here, but the Shadow Shimuna has some adjacent damage, which allows us to deal some damage over to this flying hero. Okay, we have this Cursed Shaman with some totem in front of himself, and that totem can do spikes. We're going to keep on summoning heroes. This time we're going to switch it up. We're going to summon this epic over here on A1. This Void Juggler will give extra attack to one of our heroes, and more importantly, give an attack boost over to our Chaos heroes, which in this case is the Shadow Shimuna. Okay, we have the Shadow Shimuna clearing out this hero here on B4 because of the counterattack. this point, we should be okay for damage. We can actually go back to summoning commons because we have a full board here. And we're still doing that passive damage, as you can see at the end of the turn. So even though we do have our legendaries, we're not going to use it at this point. They're easily dealing damage on the open lanes. And just summoning some extra heroes that we don't mind getting rid of. In this case, we could also actually summon another common. Especially too with this cultist here, summoning a bush in front of himself. And that bush does have spikes, but that's okay. We actually do our damage skill. And might as well do our summon here so that we can clear this out using the Soul Binder. And there you go. So that was Totem of Fate. Alright, at this point we will stop the video and we'll wait until we get some more attempts so that we can continue on with the pit run this week. Yeah, we will see you guys later. This is Happy Splasher, signing off.